Welcome back to Far More Than a Podcast, 10 Minutes of Greatness, where we'll be going over how to be great in life. What steps do we need to take to be great? What do we need to focus on to be great? We went over worry, how to defeat worry. We went over how to focus on the big picture. We went over forgiveness and how forgiveness has two sides to it, accepting forgiveness and giving forgiveness. Now today we're going over inward versus outward appearances. There's been a misconception on how to be great in today's world. We often focus on the appearance over the destiny. And I'm letting you know right now, the appearance, the outward appearance comes from you working on the inside. I mean, I know we all seen the MJ movie, and his dad was on him every single day, and although it was kind of messed up in his dad, you guys already know that story about how they made his dad look. I don't really know if that's true. I wasn't there. I just seen the movie, but um it was countless hours of practice, countless hours of working on something that nobody has seen, countless hours of preparation, countless hours of focus, countless beatings, countless losses, countless failures until one day they got it right. Sometimes we're not willing to go through that process. Sometimes we're not willing to go through the inward process. We just want it to show on the outward. I was just the other day, I'm like, dang, I need to get my views up or I need to get this up. But then God began to deal with me like, no, you need to focus on being consistent first. You know what I'm saying? So that's a part of the reason why this has came up, because I'm trying to work on being consistent before something takes off. Because consistency comes first before the takeoff, right? We wear a lot of makeup. When our flaws get revealed to us, instead of dealing with them, we hide behind the excuse of why it's happening. Instead of dealing with our flaws, we hide behind an excuse of why whatever's going on is happening. Meaning, let's say you're playing a sport. I relate everything to sports once again because I've obviously played sports, so it's just easier to understand and explain it to you guys in that way. For example, say you make a wrong move or you take a wrong shot or you make a wrong play and your coach comes up to you and he says, this is why you don't play, because you take these wrong shots or you make these bad plays. And the only thing that's going in your head is, oh, coach doesn't like me. Coach doesn't mess with me. Instead of going back and fixing what he's telling you to fix, because at the end of the day, he's trying to win just like you're trying to win, right? That's just an example of wearing makeup and not fixing the flaws that get revealed to you. And instead of dealing with it, hiding from it. Because instead of dealing with, okay, let me have a better shot selection or let me make a better move, you hide behind, oh, coach doesn't like me. Oh, I never get a fair chance. Oh, this person can do it, but I can't do it. You hide behind those excuses. And I'm here to tell you today, the more and more of those excuses you hide behind, and the more and more harder it is to correct you, the more likely you are going to be doing the same thing and staying the same. Correction is often a hard pill to swallow because we have to look ourselves in the mirror and say we're doing something wrong. And oftentimes our pride doesn't want to admit when we're doing something wrong. And trust me, I've been there before. When I played football, I used to make a lot of excuses as to why things weren't happening for me. Oh, I used to say, oh, it's because of the coach doesn't like me. Oh, it's because this player got, the coach likes this player more. He gets a better chance than me. He could do the same thing to me, but I can't do that. But if I would have just focused on me throughout my career, I would have went even further than what I already did. The moment I started to actually lock in on the coach's correction and take correction points and use them, I had the best football season in my life. But what changed? Only thing that changed is I stopped making excuses for myself. Only thing that changes, I had to look myself in the mirror and be like, no, you're here because of your decisions. You're here because you chose to do this instead of getting yourself better. And I feel like once we focus and put all the focus, all the blame on ourselves, and I know it's hard, but once we focus and we start to look inwardly and say, you know what, I'm here because of me. Yes, all these outward things that happen. I always say that outward things happen all the time. Like I said in this podcast, the rain falls on the just and the unjust. But what are you going to do with the rain? What decision are you going to make when the rain is falling? Those decisions often dictate destiny. Those decisions often dictate if you're going to be very successful or if you're going to be mediocre. It depends on what you do when the rain is falling, because everybody can make the right decision when things are going well. It's easy to make the right decision. But what happens when things are going wrong? Are you still going to make those right decisions? Are you still going to put the blame on you? Are you still going to look inwardly to fix whatever's going wrong in your inward system so that it could finally jolt out and appear outwardly? Are you going to do that? When you blame something or someone else for your eternal internal system, you give them or whatever you're blaming control and power over you. So oftentimes it's not even about the circumstance, but if you give the circumstance control over you, it's going to be hard to move forward unless that circumstance changes. So let's just say, I like to keep things simple for everybody. Let's just say my girlfriend cheats on me, right? So she cheats on me. I'm hurt. I'm 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 lost. I'm emotional at the time because my girlfriend just cheated on me. Every decision that I make after that is on me. I can't start saying, "Oh, because she cheated on me, I'm gonna do all these other girls wrong," or "Hey, because she cheated on me, I'm gonna even do her wrong." It's better just to let it go, because once you start changing your character based off of a situation that has occurred to you, it stops you from being the best person you can be. Okay? What's funny about success is you can do everything right and still fail. But the question is, are you going to keep fighting? Are you okay with shooting for perfection every single day and still coming up short? See, the crazy thing that I start to figure out is I can give my best to whatever I'm working on, whatever I'm doing. I can give my absolute best, and that still doesn't guarantee success. But there is something that guarantees failure: when you don't put your best foot forward, when you focus on outward more than inward. You get stuck on circumstances. You lose the idea that these circumstances can change. So if I'm, again, playing sports and my coach is getting on me, if I'm so focused on the outward circumstance of him getting on me, of him saying, "Oh, you're not going to play this week," of this and that, and I get stuck on that, I lose the idea in my mind that, okay, maybe if I work hard enough, this can change. I lose that faith that, okay, maybe if I do this right, if I do everything coach is saying, this can change. I lose that because only thing I'm thinking about is what coach just said of, I'm not going to play. I'm not ready to play. I'm not ready to make the right moves. I'm not ready to do this. I get stuck on that. So when I get stuck on those things and I get stuck on the idea, it's nearly impossible that my circumstance could change, because I lose the idea. I lose my own faith in the idea that the circumstance could change. You miss out on things because you're so focused on outward things. The winds that's in front of you passes you up. So you can miss out on things because you're so focused on the outward things that's going on in your life, that what's in front of you, that what God has placed in front of you, the wins that He's already placed in front of you that you could reach out and take today, you lose out on it because you're so focused on outward. You're so focused on everything around instead of what's in here, what's right in front of you. Opportunity rarely knocks at your door, so you cannot miss it when it comes. But if your mind is so fixated on everything else that's going wrong, you're going to miss opportunity when it comes knocking at your door. When you focus on building what's inside of you, you become more stress free. You become more accountable. You become more focused. When you are sure that you're doing everything you need to do, you can rest in that assurance. Meaning, if I'm sure that I'm working my hardest, if I'm sure that I'm putting my best foot forward, if I'm sure that I'm giving my all to something, I'm giving my all to work on myself internally, then I can rest assured. Meaning, I can rest in the peace that I'm giving my all. You know what I'm saying? What helped me walk away from the game of football when God spoke to me is because I knew I gave football my all. I knew I did the 3 workouts a day. I knew I did 4, 5 workouts a day sometimes. I knew I pushed myself and my body to its limits. I knew I did that. So when it was time for a career adjustment, it's a little easier for me because I know I gave my all. But what was hard for me is all the times that I didn't give my all, or all the times that I blamed this person and blamed that person, and it held me back. That's what I still think about to this day. It's not necessarily about the hard work, it's about this. It's about me focusing on outward more than inward. It's about me fixating. I remember in high school, I was supposed to transfer to a better school, and I used to blame my parents all the time, like, y'all should let me transfer there. I would have got better offers. I would have been in a better position. And although that literally may be true, I had schools pulling up to my school, big universities pulling up to my schools to see me. Why didn't they offer me? The truth is because I wasn't ready. The truth is because while I was so focused on blaming my parents and blaming this person and blaming that person as to why it wasn't happening, I wasn't making it happen daily because they came. So I just wanted to drop this little nugget on you guys today because I feel like so often we focus on the outward instead of the inward. So often we focus on the why not instead of the why can. So often we focus on putting on the makeup instead of addressing the problems that we obviously see in ourselves. God gives us things to work on because he wants to build us up. So then that your character starts to show in crucial moments. Like I said, when the rain is falling, that's when you're going to see what's built up inside of you. When persecution comes, that's when you're going to see what's built up inside of you. And what's built up inside of you, when that starts to manifest and when that starts to show, you want it to show that you've been working on the inside of yourself instead of just putting on makeup and acting like everything's okay. And when God deals with you, you're acting like you're dealing with it because eventually all that stuff is going to show. Last thing, because I know we're running over our time, but you can't fake the funk. The work is always going to show up. Athletes know this. Yeah, you could cheat in sprints. Yeah, you could cheat in the weight room. Yeah, you could cheat on all these things. But only person you're cheating is yourself. So do the work now. Do the inward reflection now. Look yourself in the mirror and say, what does Isaiah Williams need to get better at? What do you need to get better at? Because once you start looking and locking in on what you need to get better at and you're getting better at these things constantly, it will show up when the rain comes.